4:30 in the east, 1:30 in the west, and 3:30 here in the central time zone, where we have a brand new update for you this afternoon. And unfortunately, this is not good news. We have a very rare level 4 out of 5 moderate risk per se for severe storms tonight across much of southwest Alabama. This is an upgrade from the upgrade earlier. And so if you remember this morning, much of the area was in the level 2 yellow shading back here over West Alabama, but now the Storm Prediction Center has upgraded basically the entirety of the inland areas into this level 4 out of 5 moderate risk. The story and the impacts hasn't changed. We're still forecasting potentially some large, significant tornadoes across the region, particularly in this hatched red area. But nonetheless, the upgrade has happened, and we could have a very serious situation transpiring in the next, say, 18 hours across our region, as severe weather is now very, very likely. So I want to take you through a few of the impact graphics. And again, this is a rare situation. We have not seen one of these, a level 4 moderate risk, since February 23rd of 2015. And that is the event that produced the EF3 tornado down here along the Escambia Bay coast in Pensacola. That one was an EF3, and it happened in a moderate risk zone just like this. Not saying that that will definitely happen with this one, but nonetheless, that's the type of environment that we are dealing with today. Again, a level 4 moderate risk, and we'll come back and talk about exactly who is involved in this. But before we do, I want to take you through a few of the impact graphics. Again, what a moderate risk means is that we could have a few strong, significant tornadoes. We're talking wide tornadoes. This is a big deal, and this is something that you need to let your folks know about across South Alabama and Northwest Florida if you're included in this risk. And hey, it doesn't matter whether you're in the red zone or the orange zone in terms of the risk. This is area-wide. South Alabama and Northwest Florida, this statement applies to all of us. A few strong tornadoes possible, damaging straight-line winds also going to be a major concern. We have seen plenty of damage across the region in terms of trees down, a few structures damaged, and that type of thing as the line of storms move through earlier today. Large hail and flash flooding also going to be concerns. But again, we're concerned particularly about a few strong tornadoes in this moderate risk zone. And look, the words get kind of confusing. A moderate risk is the level 4 out of 5 risk. This is no medium grade risk. This is a heightened risk, and it's level 4 out of level 5. So let's talk about who's involved in this. You probably can see, of course, Bruton and Mobile are in, but let's talk about some of the smaller communities. So if I call out your community or someone you know in this community, this involves you, the moderate risk. We're talking areas like Thomasville, Grove Hill, Jackson, Cyrene, Gainstown, also Citronelle, Chatham, also Calvert, Mount Vernon, also St. Stephen's, Leroy, Jackson, also Monroeville, Franklin, Camden, Evergreen, Bruton, Atmore, Flomaton, Molino, McKinnon, also areas near Bratt, also areas near Cantonment, Berrydale, Jay, New York, Community of New York in Santa Rosa County, Chumuckla, over to Whiting Field, points north in Santa Rosa County, Munson, Dixie, also Cohasset Creek, Brooklyn, Evergreen, Lieffian, also Greenville, Andalusia, Luverne, Troy, over into the Wiregrass, places like Coffee Springs and Geneva, also places over here like Enterprise, also Troy, Union Springs, included in this moderate risk area that is a very rare outlook issued by the Storm Prediction Center. And again, those are the communities involved. But look, coastal communities are involved in the enhanced risk, which is the level 3 out of 5. So again, serious situation area-wide potentially tonight. And some of the coastal communities that are involved in the level 3 risk are Bayou La Batterie, Dauphin Island, also Bon Secours, also Gulf Shores, Pensacola, Pensacola Beach, Navarre, Destin, also Fort Walton Beach included in the enhanced risk zone. And so bottom line for you, again, over the next several hours in terms of next 18 hours, 12 hours I should say basically because it's 3 o'clock now, a few strong tornadoes going to be possible in all those areas that I mentioned. And so that's going to be the main concern. Damaging straight-line winds also going to be a concern. And I should say, if you do have questions about travel or maybe your specific community, we're not going to be able to be specific until the storms start firing up about your specific community, but I'll do my best to answer some of your questions at the end of this broadcast. If you have questions, you can comment below and ask those now, and I'll get to those at the very end. So here's your threat times. 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. is going to be the core of the threat. Can storms form outside of that time frame? Absolutely, but this is the core time window. And again, a few strong tornadoes are likely at this point east of I-65, meaning probably going to happen, greater than 50%. Damaging straight-line winds also a concern. Here's the latest graphic from our wonderful, wonderful friends at the National Weather Service office in Mobile. Again, here's that moderate risk zone in red, enhanced risk areas in orange, and you can see this is not language that we see very often from our local weather service office. They are indicating strong tornadoes possible across the region. And you see their time frame. It lines up perfectly with ours, 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. Again, this is a moderate risk, a very serious situation with strong EF2 plus tornadoes possible across the region. Perhaps you're tuning in to the first time to a RedZone Weather broadcast. You've heard me talk about many times what to do in a tornado warning. If you happen to go under a tornado warning at any point tonight or in the future, you need to go to that lowest floor of the site-built structure, a well-built home, or a convenience store if you happen to be driving. We don't advise driving tonight, by the way. Moving to the center of that structure, preferably an interior hallway, closet, or bathroom. You want to put as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. No mobile homes. You cannot be in a mobile home. If you live in a mobile home, you need to go stay with someone tonight who's in a well-built structure for your safety. Again, it's a safety issue. Same thing with cars. Driving, not preferred tonight. If you have to drive, though, you need to watch radar trends, and if we're live here on RedZone Weather, you need to check with us before you drive, because these tornadoes could mean business, a very serious situation. Also, now, right now, is the time to do these three things. We can all do these three things right now. Grab a football helmet, baseball helmet, bicycle helmet, doesn't matter what type of helmet it is, or if you don't have a helmet, we all have a cooking pot under the counter, right, to make food with, and so that's something else that you can grab if you don't have a helmet. You may be wondering, why in the world? The reason is, if you can put something on your head during a significant tornado, and if that tornado happens to go over your specific location, that head protection could absolutely save your life. Again, I say it all the time. I know it looks funny. It could save your life, so do that. Also, you need a whistle or air horn to let rescuers know that you're okay. That's something that we all need. Also, closed-toed shoes. Very important that you're wearing those tonight in that safe place if we have any tornado warnings. And again, here's the most important thing. Act when the warning is issued. I've had issues in the past of people not acting because we didn't act here on our live stream. But the deal is, I'm in Bruton, and most spots in our region aren't in Bruton. I promise you, if we have a tornado warning, we will get sheltered, as should you. But the deal is, you need to act immediately when this warning is issued. We will be providing live streaming coverage throughout the evening as necessary on Facebook Live for any tornado-warned storm in southwest Alabama or northwest Florida. I'm going to take myself off the screen briefly because I've around the clock on Twitter as well. Again, here's that level 4 risk, and what I want to do now, before we take questions, is go through some of the model scenarios for tonight. But again, I can't stress enough, we haven't had one of these threats since February 23rd of 2016, and before that, it had been years. And so this is a very serious situation that's going to happen most likely in the evening hours of tonight. So let's go back over to the model viewer, and we're going to take you through a few of the models because we want to show you the latest in terms of the thinking. This is the high-resolution rapid refresh model, and this is valid at, let's see here, at 8 p.m. tonight. And so if this happens to be correct, and understand this is a model, timing and placement could be off, it shows potentially strong storms near the coast and also a few inland across southwest Alabama. We'll advance the model forward in time. and show you that this is at 9 p.m. And so if this happens to be correct, it looks like the weather is really taking a turn for the worst across our region, with a big cluster of storms across west central Alabama as well. So that would be 9 p.m. Here's 10 p.m. You can see perhaps multiple supercell thunderstorms in progress across the region. And when you see something like this, no doubt it seems like the greater precipitation amounts will be farther to the north, but you see all these little dots, and that could be indicative of supercellular storms. And so a very serious situation with this level 4 risk. Again, this is one idea on the table for tonight, the high-resolution rapid refresh model, and a look like that, I'm telling you, that could be a very serious situation between 6 p.m. and 3 a.m. So have a way to receive those warnings. Before we leave you, I want to take a few of your questions on the Facebook page, and thanks to all of you who have tuned in for our live event this evening. Again, if we have tornado warnings for any of our 10 counties here in southwest Alabama and northwest Florida, we will come back on the live stream and bring you the latest. By the way, the 10 counties, for those of you that may be wondering, Washington is in, Clark is in, Monroe, Conecuh, Escambia, Baldwin, Mobile, all in. Also, Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa in northwest Florida. Those are the counties that we cover, the 10 in our region. Once you get over here into the eastern side of Alabama, this is the Wiregrass region. You've got the Dothan and Montgomery television markets that you can follow. But for southwest Alabama and northwest Florida, these belong to us, RedZone Weather. So join us if we have issues in those counties. A good point, 2 good points here. And I want to thank Amy Lambeth for saying this live on the live chat there. It's a good idea. Charge your phones right now. Charge those iPads, charge the phones. We don't know who's going to have power and who's not tonight. In fact, we've already had power outages across the region in Conecuh and Escambia counties here with that line of storms that moved through earlier. That's a good word from Amy Lambeth. Charge those phones right now. Don't wait. It's a fantastic idea. So that's a good comment. And one question about should I not be in a trailer this evening? Yet, you don't want to be in a trailer. That's a bad idea. Mobile home. If you can stay with someone tonight, just tonight, in the overnight hours, that's a fantastic idea. As we advise, no mobile homes. You don't need to be in a mobile home during a tornado warning. That's a terrible place to be. Also, you don't want to be driving. That's just a terrible idea, and we can't stress that enough. That's one of the messages that we have promoted for quite some time. Do not be driving in a tornado warning. That is just a bad idea. A tornado can lift a car or even a large pickup truck off the road like tin toys. So no cars, no mobile homes. That's a good question. All right, so next question. We've got a question about a specific community over in central South Alabama, right in through here. Someone asked about Troy, and the answer is Troy is in the level 4 risk, as is Evergreen, Monroeville, Bruton, Thomasville, Bay Minette, Mobile, Pritchard, all in this very rare level 4 moderate risk. But look, it doesn't matter where you are on this map. You can see all these colors, yellow, orange, and red. A very serious situation possible across the southern half of Alabama. We've also had some questions about should I be driving on the interstate, perhaps from Auburn. Well, the answer is no. No. You see this moderate risk extends from Lee County in Auburn all the way back down to Mobile. So no travel is advised on 65 tonight if you can help it. Basically from Mobile all the way up to Montgomery. That also includes U.S. Highway 31 that runs from Montgomery down to Bruton and ultimately Spanish Fort. Some other major thoroughfares, U.S. 84 that runs across the region from basically Chatham all the way over to Dothan. So if you don't need to travel, the bottom line is you don't need to do it. All right, a few more questions. Has Bruton cleared the trees from earlier today? I do know that some local streets are now passable, but I do believe that areas I know out towards Leaffian and Conecuh County still having trees down along Alabama Highway number 83. And we actually just tweeted some photos from that region. Leaffian is right in through here, just to the north of Evergreen. Good question. We also do not know at this hour if power outages are still in progress across this region. I mentioned earlier that we had power outages in Leaffian down to Bruton, out in East Bruton, Ridge Road, places like that. No word on the power outages, but we know that much of Bruton is with power at this hour, and so that's good news. Again, we are here briefly to talk about this moderate risk zone that has just been issued by the Storm Prediction Center, a very rare situation, and we haven't had one of these since February 23rd of 2016. Before that, it had been years. And so a very serious situation with a few significant tornadoes possible across southwest Alabama and northwest Florida tonight. If we have tornado warnings, we will be back at rzweather.com, and quickly you can get to us on Facebook Live. It's facebook.com/rzweather, and also you can check us out on Twitter at rzweather is the handle across the board. Very, very easy to remember. And again, we're here to talk about this level 4 rare moderate risk zone. And again, we'll take a few more questions. Again, if you've got specific questions about your community, now is the time to ask, because we're going to get out of here in just a moment. Again, no active warnings as of 3:45 p.m., but we are advertising the fact that we've got this level 4 moderate risk zone. And understand that is a very misleading term. It is not a moderate risk. It is more of a level 4 out of 5, very enhanced risk. And so serious situation possible tonight. Bottom line for you, have a way to receive those warnings in the overnight hours. Weather Radio is a fantastic app on the Android and iPhone App Store. You've also got a NOAA Weather Radio. It's not too late to run and get one of those. And also our free RedZone Weather text program. If you don't know how to opt into that, you can back this video up about 5 minutes and see the directions on how to do that. For now, we are going to say goodbye. I have a sneaking suspicion that in the next few hours I will see you again here on our live stream. And again, if we have those tornado warnings, we will be bringing that coverage to you directly right here on Facebook Live. Again, moderate risk in place across much of southwest Alabama and northwest Florida, valid until 6 a.m. tomorrow for some potentially severe storms across the region, capable of producing significant tornadoes. I'm Spinks Megginson. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Again, if you have questions, you can shoot those to us in the comments, and we will do our best to answer those privately now. And we will be back for tornado warning coverage as necessary. I'm Spinks Megginson saying goodbye.